Hi, welcome to Operations Management. For today's lesson, we will talk about Lesson 2 Rating Systems and the Structure of the Hospitality Industry. For the introduction, there is no standardized set of rules for classifying hotels on a universal level, and this chapter discusses the ratings, classifications, and structures of hotels as the predominant type of hospitality accommodation. Rating systems are as varied as the organizations employing them, but over the years, several of these systems have proven to be a greater value to guests in helping them make their accommodation decisions. There are multiple classifications criteria, including price, function, location, particular market segment, and distinctiveness of styles or offerings. Also, the diversity and changing patterns of the use of hotels often impede precise classifications, and new forms of accommodations are being introduced to cater to specific needs. Structurally speaking, no matter the size or type of the hotel, it will have a formal structure that permits it to distribute responsibility and authority amongst the different levels of management and staff. For our learning objectives, number 1, understand the rating systems and various classifications of hotels. Number 2, explain the interdependent relationship between the different departments of hotels. And number 3, identify the operational and functional departments of the hotel. Now let's talk about what is rating systems. Hotel ratings are often used to classify hotels according to certain objective standards such as the available facilities or the level of service provided. This normally does not include other criteria such as ambience or charm. There are many rating schemes and organizations worldwide, many of whom use the star symbol to categorize hotels. The greater the number of stars or other symbols such as the diamonds as used in the USA by the American Automobile Association, the higher the expected level of luxury. Now, when this rating system started, the rating systems, or one of the first known rating systems, is the Michelin Red Guide, which started in 1900, and it is the oldest and best known European hotel and restaurant guide. It was created to encourage traveling by road in France and began reviewing restaurants anonymously by means of a three-star systems in 1926. It awards the much coveted Michelin stars, which are granted on the basis of five criteria: the quality of the ingredients, the flair and skill used in preparing them in a combination of flavors, the chef's personality as revealed through his cuisine, value for money, and the consistency of culinary standards. The stars reflect what's on the plate and only what's on the plate. In other words, their awards does not take into consideration the restaurant's decor or the quality of the service, amenities and equipment or availability of valet parking provided. The Michelin Red Guide is designed on the premise that only reviews by anonymous, professionally trained experts can be trusted to be accurate. The Michelin Guide chooses the best hotels and restaurants in each comfort and price category. Establishments are ranked from 1 to 5 pavilions for hotels and from 1 to 5 fork and spoon pictograms for restaurants, or from quite comfortable to luxury in the traditional style. Symbols shown in red indicated particularly pleasant establishment in terms of atmosphere, decor, customer reception, and or level of service. As for gastronomy, the stars, which are universally recognized as symbols of quality cuisine today, are defined as follows. For 1 star, a very good restaurant in its category. If it's 2 stars, excellent cooking worth a detour. For 3 star, exceptional cuisine worth a special journey. The AAA copied the Michelin tire company example and in 1937 started its own independent rating system for hotels and restaurants based on a system for standards and guidelines using professionally trained inspectors. The AA rated hotels in the United States, Canada, Mexico, and the Caribbean. Hotels do not pay to be included in the ratings but can submit an application. To become AA approved, the hotel must first meet 27 basic requirements covering comfort, cleanliness, and safety. If the hotel is approved, AA sends out anonymous inspectors to evaluate the hotel and assigns a diamond rating from 1 to 5. In 1963, AAA began assigning lodging ratings from good to outstanding. In 1977, the diamond rating system was introduced for lodgings with restaurants include 12 years later. In the lodging domain, for example, the following criteria are used by the AAA to define the diamonds. One diamond is budget-oriented, offering basic comfort and hospitality. Two diamonds, affordable with modestly enhanced facilities, decor, and amenities. Three diamonds, distinguished, multifaceted with enhanced physical attributes, amenities, and guest comforts. Four diamonds, refined, stylish with upscale physical attributes, extensive amenities, and a high degree of hospitality service and attention to detail. Five diamonds, ultimate luxury, sophistication, and comfort with extraordinary physical attributes, meticulous personalized service, extensive amenities, and impeccable standards of excellence. Now let's talk about hotel classification. Hotel is an important part of hospitality industry. It has now attained a much higher status in the society and demands high standards of work ethics and efficiency from its employees. To ensure a certain level of standardization in products and service, hotels globally are classified on various parameters which can include the locations, facilities, affiliation, inter alia. The star classification is provided by the Department of Tourism in the Philippines. The classification can be applied by existing and well as a new hotels in a prescribed time frame. Let's talk about classification on the basis of target. Number one is business hotels. These hotels caters primarily to business travelers. Number two, airport hotels targets business clientele, airline passengers, and airline personnel. Number three, suite hotels targets the guests who need to work to well as entertain. For example, accountants, lawyers, and other professionals. Number 4. Extended stay hotels. Target traveler who would like to stay more than a week. Number 5. Apartment hotels. Hotels provided long-term or near-permanent accommodation to the guests. Number 6. Resort hotels. Usually located near mountains, rivers, and provided enjoyable and memorable experience to the guests. Number 7. Bed and breakfast hotels. Generally houses converted into overnight facilities which offers stay at a very less price. Number 8. Timeshare and condominium hotels. Hotels where the guest purchases the ownership of accommodation for a specific period. Number 9. Casino hotels. Hotels with gambling facilities. Number 10. Conference hotels. Hotels focus on meeting conferences and overnight accommodation for meeting attendees. Number 11. Convention centers. Hotels largest in size compared to conference centers are classified as convention centers. Now let's proceed to classification on basis of levels of service. Number 1 on the list is world-class service. These are luxury hotels and they target top business executives, celebrities, and high-ranking political figures, the services are highly personalized. Number 2. Mid-range services. This hotel primarily appeals to largest segmented of travelers. The rates are lower than luxury hotels and does not provide elaborate service. Now let's proceed to classification on the basis of ownership and affiliations. Number 1. Independent hotels. Hotels do not have identifiable ownerships or management. Number 2. Chain hotels. Ownership imposes certain standards, rules, policies, and procedures to restrict affiliate activities. Number 3. Timeshare. Hotels where individuals purchase the ownership of accommodation for a specific week or weeks. Number 4. Condominium hotel. Each owner is in the hotel has a full right of a unit he has purchased and shares common costs. Number 5. Management contract. Management companies operate by the hotel while the ownership rests with investors. Number 6. Franchise. Owner of the hotel operates as a member of the chain and utilize brand image. Number 7. Referral groups. Consists of independent hotels which have grouped together for common purpose. Now let's move to classifications on the basis of location. Number 1 is city, downtown, commercial hotel. Hotels are more expensive situated in the middle of the city and proximate to airport railway station. For number 2, suburban hotels. Hotels are located in the suburb of cities moderately priced. Number 3, rotels. Hotels rotate on wheels and available in luxury trains. Number 4, motels or motorist hotels. It is a lodging facility that caters primarily to guests arriving by automobiles. Number 5, floatels. Hotels which floats is called a floatel. A luxury ship may fall under this category. Number 6, boatels. Luxury boats, yachts generally fall under this category. Now let's move to classifications on the basis of clientele. Number 1 on the list is the heritage hotels, generally situated in the heritage places like palaces. Number 2, boutique hotels, very small and expensive hotels meant for elite class. Now let's move to classifications on the basis of number of rooms. Number 1 is small hotels, rooms or hotels with 25 rooms or less. Number 2, average hotels with 25 to 90 rooms. Number 3, above average hotels with 80 to 250 rooms. Number 4, large hotels with 250 rooms and above. Now let's talk about the hotel organization. Organizing the process of structuring human and physical resources in order to accomplish organizational objectives involves dividing tasks into jobs, specifying the appropriate department for each job, determining the optimum number of jobs in each department, and delegating authority within and among departments. One of the most critical challenges facing lodging managers today is the development of a responsive organizational structure that is committed to quality. The framework of jobs and departments that make up any organization must be directed toward achieving the organization's objectives. In other words, the structure of a lodging business must be consistent with its strategy. Managers give structure to a hotel and lodging through job specialization, organization, and establishment of patterns of authority and span of control. As their facilities grow in size, lodging managers are faced with the need to group certain jobs in order to ensure efficient coordination and control of activities. These job groupings are usually called departments. In general, departments might be grouped as front of the house, those departments in which employees have guest contact, such as front office, and back of the house where employees have a little guest contact, such as accounting. However, separating departments by function is the most common method of organizing a hotel or a lodging business. In a very small lodging business, such as a bed and breakfast, the owner can supervise each department. However, as the lodging business increases in size, it is most effective to create managerial positions within departments. The rooms department. Typically, the rooms department, called the front desk department in a limited service facility, includes reservation, the front office, housekeeping, and telephone or PBX. In smaller full service hotels, security and engineering might also be included in the rooms department. Responsibilities of the rooms department include reservation, guest reception, room assignment, tracking the status of the rooms, which are the available or occupied, prompt forwarding of mail and phone messages, security, housekeeping of guest rooms and public spaces such as lobbies, and answering guest questions. To perform these many duties effectively, the rooms department may be divided into a number of specialized subunits. To complicate matters, in many instances, these subunits are also referred to as departments. For example, the laundry department is responsible for cleaning and pressing all the hotel's linens and employee uniforms as well as guest laundry. Because of its specialized function, little of the knowledge and skills required to manage a laundry operation is transferable to other areas of hotel operations. Another department is the front office. The front office is one of the most important departments in a hotel, as it often offers the only contact between guests and staff. A hotel's front office is where guests are greeted when they arrive, where they are registered and assigned to a room, and where they check out. Usually, the telephone operator, other guest communications functions, and the bell staff or those employees responsible for delivering luggage and messages and attending to special guest requests also fall under the front office umbrella. The reservations department take and tracks the hotel future bookings. The housekeeping department is responsible for cleaning guest rooms and public spaces. Because of their specialized nature, the security and engineering departments are discussed in separate sections. A great deal of interdependence exists among the subunits of rooms department. For example, reservations must inform the front office of the number of pre-sold rooms each day to ensure that the current inventory of saleable rooms is always available. On the other hand, the front office must let reservations know whenever walk-in guests, those who do not have reservations, register. A similar level of cooperation is required between the front office and housekeeping. When a guest check-outs, the front office must inform housekeeping so they may clean the room. Once a room is cleaned, housekeeping must inform the front office so that the room may be sold. Certain tasks within the rooms department must occur in specific order. For example, housekeeping cannot properly provision a guest room if the laundry does not supply enough clean towels or bed sheets. Engineering cannot replace a defective light switch in a guest room if the housekeeping does not report the problem. Effective management of this busy department calls for standardized plans, procedures, schedules, and deadlines, as well as frequent direct communication between the executives who manage the key operating units of the rooms department. Another unit or another department is the security department. The hotel and lodging business is vulnerable to security and safety problems. Problems can be created by guests, employees, or intruders. Security breaches can result in embezzlement, theft, arson, robbery, and even terrorism. Depending on the size of a hotel or lodging establishment, the security function may be handled by a fully staffed department on site, contracted to an outside security company, or assigned to designated staff members or on-premise supervisory personnel in the rooms department. In a larger full-service hotel, the director of security may report directly to the general manager. In smaller hotels, the security functions may become a task of the rooms department. We also have the engineering or the engineering department. Typically, the engineering department's responsibilities include preventive maintenance, repair, replacement, improvement, and modification to furniture, fixtures, and equipment or the FFE, and ensuring interrupted provisions of utilities which are the gas, electricity, or water. Preventive maintenance involves routine checks and inspections of the key components of all equipment. Maintenance of recreational facilities may be part of the engineering department's responsibilities. In particular, swimming pools require extensive maintenance to ensure proper filtration and to prevent the accumulation of algae and other conditions unsuitable for swimming. Prompt repair minimizes loss of productivity in other hotel operating departments and inconvenience to hotel guests. When a particular FFE has reached the end of its useful life and repair is no longer cost effective, replacement is indicated. Improvement projects enhance the existing operation or reduce operating costs of the facility. Modification projects alter the existing operation to accommodate one or more new functions. One hotel might have a larger engineering staff that includes plumbers, carpenters, painters, electricians, and other technicians. Other might have maintenance personnel who have generally knowledge and understanding of the hotel's operations but rely on outside contractors for specialized jobs. In larger full-service hotels, engineering may be a separate department with a director who reports directly to the resident manager. Another department is the food and beverage. The primary functions of the food and beverage department is to provide food and drink to hotel's guests. In earlier times, when an inn had a single dining room that could hold a limited number of guests, this was fairly simple task. Today, however, providing food and drink is much more complicated. A large hotel might well have a coffee shop, a gourmet restaurant, a poolside snack bar, room service, two banquet halls, and 10 function rooms where food and beverage are served. It may also have a lounge, a nightclub, and a lobby bar. On a busy day or night, it's quite likely that functions will be booked in many outlets at the same time. In addition, some outlets may have multiple events scheduled for a single day. As you can see, there is a great diversity in the types of activities performed by a food and beverage department, requiring a significant variety of skills on the part of its workers. Because of the diversity of service provided, the food and beverage department is typically split into subunits. The executive chef, a person of considerable importance and authority in a full-service hotel, runs the food production or kitchen and department. A variety of culinary specialists who are responsible for different aspects of food and preparation report to executive chef. The actual serving of food in a large hotel restaurant is usually a responsibility of a separate department, headed by Assistant Food and Beverage Director. The food service department is composed of individuals, restaurants, and outlet managers, waitresses, and bus help. Because of their special duties and concerns, many large hotels have a separate subunit that is responsible only for room service. Because of the high value and profit margins associated with the sale of alcoholic beverages, some hotels have a separate department that assumes responsibility of all outlets where alcoholic beverages are sold. The person responsible for this department is the beverage manager. Most full-service hotels also do a considerable convention and catering business. A typical convention uses small functions rooms for meetings and larger rooms for general sessions, trade shows, exhibits, and banquets. As a hotel or lodging business increases the use of its facilities for conventions and meetings, it may form a separate conventions and services department. The convention services department and its personnel are introduced to the client in a meeting planner or an association executive with the marketing and sales department. The convention service department then handles all of the client's meetings and catering requirements. Individually catered events include parties, wedding receptions, business meetings, and other functions held by the groups. To provide for unique needs of these types of customers, hotels often organize separate catering and convention departments. Depending on the size of the hotel, the job of cleaning of the food and beverage outlets themselves, as well as washing pots, pans, dishes, glasses, and utensils, is often delegated to a subunit known as the stewarding department. It is only through continuous cooperation and coordination that a hotel food service function can be carried out effectively. A guest who is dining in a hotel restaurant requires the joint efforts of the kitchen, food service, beverage, and stewarding departments. A convention banquet cannot be held without the efforts of the convention and catering department along with the food production, beverage, and stewarding departments. The sequence of events and cooperation required among the food and beverage staff is even more important than in the rooms department, thus increasing the importance of communication between managers and employees alike. Another challenge faced by the management is the diversity of the employees in the food and beverage department. The dishwasher in stewarding department is at a dramatically different level than the sous chef in the kitchen. There is also a sales and marketing department. Coordination is not as important an issue in the marketing and sales department, which is generally much smaller than the food and beverage department. The primary responsibility of the sales manager who make up the marketing and sales department is sales, or the selling of the hotel facilities and services to individuals and groups. Sales managers sells room, food, and beverage to potential clients through advertising, attendance at association and conference meetings, and direct contacts. The marketing and sales department is also removed from most of the day-to-day operational problems faced by the other departments. The division of work among the sales manager is based on the type of customers a hotel is attempting to attract. Individual sales managers often specialize in corporate accounts, conventions, or tour and travel markets. Sales managers' accounts are sometimes subdivided along geographical lines into regional or national accounts. The sales staff of the largest full-service hotels usually does not exceed a dozen or so. The sales manager work more or less independently in their particular market segments. Another department is the human resources. The human resources department serves no customers, book no business, and prepares no meals. Yet it plays a vital role in hotels' efficient operation. The three functions of the human resource department are employee recruitment, benefits administration, and training. The director of human resources is also expected to be an expert on federal and state labor laws and to advise managers in other departments on these topics. The Human Resource Department's major challenge is in its interaction with other hotel departments. Although the Human Resource Department recruits, interviews, and screens prospective employees, the final hiring decision rests within the department in which the potential employee will be working. The same is true of promotion and disciplinary decisions. The Human Resource Department's input is, in most cases, limited to advice and interpretation of legal questions. The Human Resource Department's effectiveness depends on its managers' ability to form effective working relationship with managers of other departments. Another department is the accounting. In many hotels, the accounting department combines staff functions and line functions, or those functions directly responsible for servicing guests. The accounting department's traditional role is recording financial transactions, preparing and interpreting financial statements, and providing the managers of other departments with timely reports of operating results. Other responsibilities carried out by the Assistant Controller for Finance include payroll, preparation, accounts receivable, and accounts payable. Another dimension of the accounting department responsibilities deals with various aspects of hotel operations, cost accounting, and cost control throughout the hotel. The two areas of central concern of the accounting department are rooms and food and beverage. The accounting department's front office cashier is responsible for tracking all charges to guest accounts. At the close of each business day, which varies by hotel but typically occurs at midnight or after bulk of guest transactions have been completed. For example, check-in, restaurant charges, retail charges. The night auditor is responsible for reconciling all guest bills with the charges from the various hotel departments. Although the front office cashier in the night audits physically work at the front desk and in the case of the cashier have direct contact with guests, they are members of the accounting department and report to the assistant controller of operations. The food and beverage department may be responsible for food preparation or services, but the accounting department is responsible for collecting revenues. The food and beverage controller and the food and beverage cashiers keep track of both departments and expenses of food and beverage department. The food and beverage controller's job is to verify an accuracy and reasonableness of all food and beverage revenues. In addition to tracking and preparing daily reports on the cost of food and beverage use in the hotel, in many cases, the accounting department is also responsible for purchasing and storeroom operations. Finally, the director of systems is responsible for designing the accounting and control systems used throughout the hotel. As you can see, the accounting department is anything but a passive staff unit contending with routine record keeping. The accounting department is also responsible for collecting and reporting most of hotel's operational and financial statistics, which provide important data for decision making and budget preparation purposes. The head of the accounting department may report not only to the hotel's general manager but also to the hotel's chain's financial vice president or to the hotel's owner. The reason for this dual responsibility and reporting relationship is to afford the hotel corporation an independent verification of the financial and operating results of the hotel. Now let's talk about the general manager. In addition to being in charge of overseeing of all the departments that we have discussed, the hotel's manager or what we call GM is responsible for defining and interpreting the policies established by the top management. The general manager serves as a liaison to the hotel's owner or corporate parents, sets or communicates the overall strategic course of the hotel, sets hotel-wide goals, coordinates activities between departments, and arbitrates interdepartmental disputes. It is common practice in a large full-service hotel for a director or public relations to report directly to the general manager. The GM also corporate level responsibilities participate on the civic boards and committees and engage in the industry related activities such as serving in the local tourism commission or hotel motel association. In addition to possessing a high level of technical skill, for example, a true understanding of each operating department in the hotel, the general manager must also be decisive, analytical, and skilled with both computers and people. He or she must be able to see big picture and how all the parts of the hotel fit into the overall organization. After the general manager, we have the resident manager. An executive may be promoted to relieve the general manager of some operational duties. This is often accomplished by elevating the duties and responsibilities of one particular department head without relieving that person of regular department duties. The title of this position is usually resident manager. It is a common and a logical for the general manager to select the manager of the rooms department to be resident manager. Customer segmentation for the hotel industry. Customer segmentation tells a hotel owner who her guests are and why the guests are at her hotel. Customers can be segmented by geographic demographics, benefits, and needs. However, the most common customer segmentation in the hotel industry is purchase occasion. In other words, the reason behind why the guest is traveling. Business travelers. Business people travel for a variety of reasons: to attend sales meetings, give presentations, organize events, and meet with other members of the company in different locations. The business traveler is conscious of price but more concerned with the convenient location, ease of access, and business related amenities. Hotels that rely on business travelers have the highest occupancy during the weekdays. We also have a group of travelers. Group includes both leisure travelers and those traveling for business such as for conference, conventions, or meeting or company meeting. The sales manager at the hotel targets this segment by putting together a package of lodging, meeting rooms, and meals for the group. For example, the group might require 3 nights of lodging for 50 rooms, a meeting rooms with continental breakfast for each of the days, dinner on one evening, and lunches on two of the days. The package is priced for all the services with discount usually given on the room rates. Group leisure travelers include weddings, guests, school reunions, and family reunions. Tour operators are another group of leisure travelers. There is also a leisure travelers. Leisure travelers want a safe and secure hotel. Families with children are attracted to hotels with special programs, such as those where the kids stay in for free in the same room as the parents, eat free in the hotel restaurants, or service a specialty or special amenity package of toys and treats. Some hotels go as far as providing supervised activities for children while the parents participate in sports, go shopping, or lunch at the pool. The price range for these customers goes from budget-friendly to upscale. The individual or the family may be traveling to visit relatives, attend a family event, go on vacation, visit local attractions, or for emergency situations such as illness. And for the last one, hotel packages and specials. Broaden the hotel's customer niche by offering packages and specials to those outside the traditional niche, or at times the hotel isn't busy. A business oriented hotel could offer romantic weekend packages or entice guests to stay over through the weekend with a golf package. Special interest groups may be interested in an educational package such as learning a new activity. If the hotel is located close to the entertainment venues, offer a package that combines a night of lodging with tickets to the opera, the local professional sports team, or the theater. And that ends our discussion for Lesson 2, the rating systems and the structure of the hotel industry. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me and message me on my Facebook. Thank you.